Hey guys, welcome back, and today we have kind of an interesting video here, kind of a tricky video too, because I'm trying to look at where my channel is going in the future here, and I feel like I need to talk about it and kind of just be transparent about what I'm thinking and why I'm thinking it, because from the start here, my goal was to kind of grow, a channel here that was going to be really awesome and really awesome to watch. And it's grown a lot playing Castle Crush and some of the games I played before. But part of the reason I'm making this video is because I feel like I need to move at a faster rate, and the channel needs to grow at a faster rate than it's currently growing. And we've kind of been on a little bit of a downslope with Castle Crush. Not that I think the game is losing players or anything, but, I've just made a lot of content on this game over the course of 2 years, and I've been looking at other mobile games, and I've been mentioning that for, a number of months now. Really, the past year, I've been looking at other potential games to play, and recently, part of the problem is that Clash Royale had significantly decreased in popularity, right? If you've been watching any of the major Clash Royale channels, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, in particular some that I watched, really, they lost a lot of traction on their videos, and Clash just doesn't seem to be as popular as it was before. So, and, that was a game that I thought I'd transition to, right? But a lot of other games have been pulling people away from Clash. In particular, the Battle Royale genre in particular, games like PUBG, Fortnite, those type of games that have come over to mobile, being multi-platform games, have pulled people away, I think, from Clash. I think there's a number of other reasons as well, but I don't really want to get into that in this video because it's not about why did Clash Royale start to decline. It's more just that it has. And, how am I going to sort of look at that? Because I thought that's a game I might transition to at some point. And now I'm not so sure that's what I want to do anymore. So Clash Royale is still an option, but, I look at the other mobile games that are out there right now, and I'm not very happy with it. A couple of years ago, I was like, okay, the market's kind of just getting itself together. But you look at what are people playing who are moving away from Clash Royale, who aren't playing one of the Battle Royale games. And you look at what they're playing, and it's kind of just random stuff, new games that pop up, but none of them are really gaining tons of traction. In particular, I follow kind of like, the two main channels for me that were Clash Royale were obviously like Nick at Night and Molt. And you look at the games they've been playing recently, it's been a lot of kind of shots in the dark, kind of, by them trying to look for new games that might be coming up and popular. But the problem is there just aren't a lot of high-caliber games in the strategy area of mobile, multiplayer strategy games. There aren't a lot of really high-caliber ones that can perform and are proven to perform the way that Clash Royale did. So, it comes down to so it goes back to my situation here, looking for a new game. I was initially looking for I'm trying to look for a new mobile game, first and foremost, but I kind of wasn't really seeing anything that I liked. And this has created a really tough situation for the entire past year because I really haven't had anything to transition to. And it's been good sticking with Castle Crush, because we did have a lot of channel growth, maybe around 6 months ago or so. Had a lot of channel growth, but it's since really kind of tapered off. And I had a goal of, I kind of wanted to make YouTube into a little bit of a, something I could sustain myself through, and just create content all the time because it's really fun and I think it fits my skill set. So I really enjoy doing YouTube as sort of like a little job. But, our current situation isn't really enough for me to there's just not enough to, sustain the long-term growth of the channel and to sustain a situation where I can make content all the time, every single day. So I need a larger audience game, and Clash Royale doesn't really look like a good option. I would also have to pay a lot of money. I've talked about this in the past. I think I'd really have to pay a lot of money in order to catch an account up to a point where I could create really good Clash Royale content every single day. Because, there's a lot of just people who've really fully invested on that game and can make really good content. So, the other options, which games have large audiences on mobile? Which mobile games... There are a couple new ones, for example, like, I think it's Rise of Civilizations, but that's kind of, it's down that sort of Game of War road. I played some other games that were similar to that. The problem with that is it doesn't have enough depth to me personally. There's videos I can make, but they're so similar. It's kind of another similar game to like War and Order. I made some videos on that, but those do come down to microtransactions somewhat, and I don't really want to play a game that's totally based around microtransactions. I love with Castle Crush how there's strategy involved. And even, especially in like tournaments and such, which do cost some gems for Castle Crush, but, in there you all play at the same card levels, so there is some actual skill involved, and I always like that aspect. So this brings me to another situation, which is that I actually have several other channels where in the past year I've been making videos on other games. Not tons of videos, but like, a handful of videos here and there to test out different games and try to see and gauge how viable they were for me to make content. Now, originally, I planned to do those other games on those other channels. I did try once, I think it was a year ago, maybe 2 years, I think 1 year ago. I tried to make content on a PC game called Starbound. And that was a wrong decision because it didn't really incorporate very well with you guys, and it's not a mobile game, so it was a real total audience shift, and it wasn't really quite the right way to do things. So I was trying to rethink how I wanted to move forward here. And one of the games I made videos on one of these other channels was Fortnite. Okay, so Fortnite is one of the games I played. I played some other ones that are kind of well known. Paladins, what was the other game? What is it called? Elder Scrolls Online. But neither of those are mobile. One of the games that actually has an overlap here is Fortnite. And I originally thought I was going to play Fortnite on mobile when it came out. But then I kind of forgot about it. And I did get into trying to make some Fortnite videos 4 months ago. And I made those videos on my other channel because I wanted to experiment with what, I could do before I showed it to this channel, and I wanted to see if my videos are going to be any good. So I did that. And if you want to go see those videos, the channel's called something like, if you search Orbit Guy plus Fortnite or whatever, you're going to find that channel. And I made videos on there, not that many, about 4 or 5 videos. And a couple of them actually got over 1,000 views. The videos that did that were ones I did on news topics, but that's not really all I wanted to do with that. I ended up stopping making those videos really just because I didn't have time at that particular point, and I wanted to get this channel... I want to make sure this channel stayed active because this is the channel I put so much effort into. It's hard to make videos on multiple channels. But so something that surprised me is how well Fortnite has hung around, right? It's hung around well, and there still seems to be a lot of hype around Fortnite. There's apparently some World Cup thing coming up next summer with it, so it seems like the company is still investing a lot of money into that game. Now, I'm not sure about content creation. It's so competitive, but I think Fortnite is a real option, and I am kind of curious what people's opinions are. I thought playing Fortnite on this channel would be too cliche of a thing, and I also don't really like playing it on mobile, so while it is a mobile compatible game. I don't think I'd ever play it on mobile very much, just because I have a nice gaming laptop and nice gaming mice and a nice pair of headphones. So it really wouldn't make much sense for me to play it on mobile given the gear that I have. But it is a game that's crossover, it's mobile compatible. So if I played it on this channel, I feel like people could follow along with the videos even if they only played it on mobile, right? It would still be a relevant thing, and it wouldn't be a total shot in the dark like some of the other games I've tried in the past were. So I don't know. Fortnite's one option I've been very heavily considering. I thought it was too competitive, but again, I had this test channel where I made some videos, and 3 of the 4 of them were able to get some actual search views. So I feel like I have a research method for coming up with topics and ideas for that game that could work well, and could get me some traction. I mean, I guess the one other thing I would say is that I think sometimes changes are necessary. Like, I played this game called, what was it called? Deckstorm Duel of Guardians, and I got like 40 to 100 views per video. But I had some very loyal subscribers, a handful there. That was the first time I'd ever had anything like that with extremely loyal subscribers. But there were some people with that game who really wanted me to keep playing that game. I mean, if it hadn't shut down, I probably would have kept playing it. I would have kept playing it just because, those people wanted me to keep playing it, even though it was not doing anything to help my channel actually grow any more beyond that point. It would have just been a bad thing for me to keep playing that game because it couldn't help my channel grow anymore. I enjoyed it, but, with my end objectives, it was not helping. And I'm not necessarily saying Castle Crush is the same thing, but I think I have to get out there and take a risk in order to see something different actually happen. And that's what I did with Deckstorm, and it paid off massively because I went from there to Castle Crush, and now I'm trying to go from Castle Crush to something else at some point. Not completely all at once, maybe, but the other thing about Fortnite is that Season 6 just came out today, so there's a lot of new content and new things to try and new possibilities to make videos on. So, I mean, it's something I'm really heavily considering, and I may make some videos just to try out what, see how it fares, basically. I might include some videos for like a few weeks or a month or something and just see if it seems to catch on. And if it doesn't, I don't know, maybe I'd just go back to my normal mobile games. Maybe something better on mobile will come out to kind of not replace, but, take the spot that Clash Royale had. Or, I mean, I'd appreciate some opinions, I guess, from people who follow me for a while. Do you think this is the best shot for me to grow the channel? If not, what other games would be better? The reason I wouldn't do PUBG is because I don't think PUBG gets updated in such a significant way as much. It does, but it's not, I don't know. I don't feel like there's the potential. I find it exciting to have videos that have a lot of potential to grow, and I feel like Fortnite has that type of audience that can... I've never had a viral video on my channel, particularly, and I don't know. I feel like it'd be exciting to try Fortnite for a little bit and just see how my creative ideas can work with that game. But, Clash Royale might still be a good option. I talked about the money situation. I like how Fortnite doesn't have microtransactions. You don't need to pay money to be good at Fortnite, but I have already put money into cosmetics in Fortnite. So, I don't know. This is definitely a risk, but I've pretty much decided I have to take risks this fall if I'm going to grow this channel significantly. Risks have to be taken in order to grow at a faster rate than we've been growing. Things seem to be on a bit of a downward trend right now, and that's usually a good time to make a move, make a pivot, make a play of some sort to switch things up. The mobile scene has just been really, really tough lately with Clash Royale's decline, and I don't know, most of the other top strategy games to me just don't feel worth it. I don't feel excited about playing any of them. I mean, again, I'd like to try making content for a larger audience game. I don't want to talk about this over and over again, but, I'm a little bit bored playing Castle Crush. There are like no English-speaking YouTubers who play Castle Crush who have 100,000 or even 50,000 subscribers, so I don't feel like it's really a proven thing that I could continue to grow to a point of having a large channel with this game, especially after having played it for 2 years and gotten like 4.5 million views off of it. But we've only gained like, 13,000 subscribers roughly. So don't get me wrong, I'm very thankful for every person who's subscribed to this channel, but I do want to grow this channel and take it to the next level. And I just want a game that has, I like to be a part of the hype games. So I think Fortnite is a pretty safe option to pick just because it seems to be continuing to do pretty well, and it has a lot of big name people who are still playing it. I think it can last for a couple more years at least. I don't know about beyond that, to be fair, but I just want a game that I can really feel confident that, the audience is large enough to support me doing this as like a, a full-time sort of thing, because I want to make content every single day, but I don't feel like the audience with Castle Crush is large enough to do that, and I'm not even sure if it's large enough with Clash Royale to do that starting fresh from like right now. I don't know if it is. So I mean, you guys let me know. What do you think? What do you think are the potential options? Do you think Fortnite's a good option? I know it's very competitive, but I did have some videos on my other channel that got some views considering the channel had no subscribers basically. So I think I could do it. I'm pretty nervous. It's definitely a risk, but I trust my creative skills, and I don't know. I think you have to take a risk to get a reward, and I think that's definitely what I have to do this fall. It might be Fortnite, it might be a different game, but risks have to be taken. So leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought in the comments about this video and what other types of content I should make and what other types of games I should play. Should it be Fortnite? Should it be a different game? Maybe subscribe if you were new to my channel. And thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more videos.